Hi, and welcome to, what is it? It's the 8/17, August the 17th edition of OUYA Dev Support Office Hours.
On Monday the 17th.
Monday the 17th. I'm in San Francisco. Jared's camera may or may not be working, so I'll go to Tim, who is somewhere in the Bellevue, Washington area.
Hey,
And I am in my bunker in Los Angeles with my camera not working great. So
Do we get to see your beautiful face today? Because I don't even know why I show up if I don't get to look at you.
I'll send a picture.
Oh, man.
It is still. I'm having some latency issues, so I don't want to. I don't want to shut this down by going full video. We'll do it live.
So almost as good as the real thing. Well, in that case, have you guys played any games lately?
I've been playing a little bit of what we're about to release. Either it will be late tonight or tomorrow. The Bridge by Ty Taylor. Multiple critically acclaimed accolades tied to it. Definitely check it out. The trailer is on our OUYA YouTube page right now, and previously available on Steam and I believe Xbox Live as well.
Nice.
So this should be, I believe, Android TV debut.
What about you, Tim?
I did play The Bridge, how you can modify gravity and get your guy to crash into obstacles. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like if Escher and Isaac Newton had a baby game or made a game together. This would be it. It's great.
Oh man, those guys probably would have made some sweet games if they were around, huh? Hey, think about it.
I think so. Probably with a lot of apples.
So, yeah. Well, what did I do? Oh no, I broke everything. You guys there? Hello? Hello?
You're still there?
I can hear you just fine, sir.
Damn. Okay, well, does that cover all the facts with
You just asked what we were playing.
Dr. Jared Yeager?
I didn't know that you could make me a doctor. This is great.
Your love doctor.
Of games, my friend. Of games. I found the right place to take that. So yeah, actually, as far as though on the player side is concerned, you can still pick up Elliot Quest for 30% off until the 20th. So awesome pixel retro adventure style game. I think one of the critic reviews said it was like a love letter to Zelda 2. Although actually, I think Elliot Quest plays a lot better, in my opinion. Zelda 2 was super tough. I don't know why Link's sword in that game was like a tiny little toothpick. Like you could barely hit anything with it. It was definitely much friendlier in the first game, where I think it was the size of Link himself. But I believe you even played that on one of our Twitch streams, right, Bob?
Yes.
I think so. Or maybe it was Carl, but I know you were there.
Oh, Elliot Quest?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Good
It was
stuff.
probably Carl playing, though, and me critiquing Carl's place.
Yeah, the sale for Flashout 2 is over, but we'll probably have another sale popping up later this week.
I saw a newsletter about a bundle. Is that still happening?
Yeah. We got plenty of bundles rocking and rolling. We got Tripwire Interactive Bundle, .emu Mega Bundle, pretty much every game that they've got. Yeah, I mean, we have a whole bundle and sales channel on the storefront that you can check out. But we've got sales from everyone from .emu to Team 2-Bit, Reagan Gorbachev and Fist Puncher, In Exile with Choplifter and The Bard's Tale. We have Wrestling Revolution, Booking Revolution, and Wrestling Revolution 3D from M. Dickey, Tasty Poison. We got what in there? Neon Shadow, Pocket RPG, and Dig. So yeah, Radiant Games. I think all 5 of his games in there. So yeah, there's tons of bundles to explore. New School Bundle. Yeah, I mean you can go on Egg Roll Games Bundle, the edutainment games for the Wii ones at home. Brick Breaker Premium. There's quite a few to check out.
Nice. What else happened this weekend? There was an earthquake this morning.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
right. You're shaking
Yeah.
it up in the Bay Area, mostly in Oakland, right?
Yeah, which is where I am, and my cat was laying next to me, and then it happened, and my cat was like, "Bah!" and like ran across me, and so it was like added rumble effect, and I was asleep, so it was very startling. I think I'm still recovering.
So how big was it? What's the Richter?
That's a good question. I didn't look it up. The magnitude,
Yep.
pop, pop. That's a good question, Tim.
I
It
read
was
it was,
very short though. It
I
was,
read it was a 4.0 and it was a bit north of you.
just like Tim's grade point average. On that note, seems like an appropriate time to grok and roll with Tim
Oh,
Garvin.
yeah. Okay, sure.
Rock it and lock it.
So in the Forge docs, I've added a couple new engines here. So I was meaning to get around to Cordova for a long time. So now we have Cordova, which is a accelerated wrapper around HTML5. And then I also did Construct 2. So Construct 2 will work on the Forge, and then you can now export, and then that'll feed that your HTML5 export right into Cordova. So there's new documentation linked here now. So for Cordova, it's pretty cool. It's based on, or it has integration with Node.js, so you can use Node.js to create your Cordova project. And the first thing that you do is install the Cordova command line. So, like it says here, if you want the steps on the Cordova site, that's the first link here, and then you go and install Node.js. On Windows, I use the installer. It's important to add Node and npm, which is like the Node package manager, because once you can run npm, then you can say npm install global Cordova, and that puts the Cordova command line. And then from then on, you can do the Cordova command line, and that will let you create projects in Cordova, which is pretty awesome that it just does that automatically for you. And then, of course, you want to make sure you have Git in your path. That way it can pull down the Cordova plugin that's in there for the OUYA SDK. And then, yeah, then you just get right into it. So here, I'll go down to the usual. So I added a virtual controller input example. I took the HTML5 one from before and then just updated the JavaScript calls to call into Cordova and get the communication working. So there's a virtual controller app example in there, and also the usual in-app purchase example. So that means for your HTML5 game, you can have controller input on the Forge, and in-app purchases are going to work too. And then I documented the process for how I created these projects. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, on the command line or in the terminal, you can run these commands like Cordova create, and that will automatically create the Cordova project. So it's like the name of your project, your package identifier. This is from the developer portal. And then again, the name of your project. And that goes and it creates a whatever the name you put here. So it creates a folder, and then you go into that. And if you want Android support, you just run the next command line from that. So that adds the Android platform. And then here's the new thing. So now there's a OUYA SDK. So you run this command, and that uses Git to pull the latest Cordova plugin. And then when you run Cordova run Android, that will actually build the project and install and run it on the OUYA and the Forge. And that also copies and makes some templates and stuff. So once that's done, I have like a Java file that you have to copy to a specific project folder. And that adds the OUYA Everywhere input and does some plugin things and whatever. So once you do that, you just make sure that your main activity starts with this, with your package name that you used up here. And then there's a folder. So Cordova. So in your project name, there's a dep folder where you place your HTML5 content. And then when you run Cordova, run Android again, it will pick up the files that you put here, wrap it in the Android app, and then run that on your Forge TV and the OUYA. And it's all like hardware accelerated and So it's definitely, if you have a HTML5 game and you want to try the performance, you gotta definitely check it out. So here I've linked to the example code. So here we have my awesome HTML5, and that's wrapped and running in Android. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so again, this Cordova thing, I reused that for Construct 2. So now the Construct 2s will use the Cordova wrapper. So in Construct 2, here we go, for publishing, I've added some more screenshots here. So in Construct 2, you open the example projects, and then you go File, Export Project. And it might be confusing because you see Cordova here, but actually you want to export to HTML5, and that will create a HTML5 project of your Construct 2 project. And then you want to place that into the www folder of your construct, or of your Cordova subfolder. So the output goes there, and then just all the defaults are fine. And then when you open up the destination folder, you'll see this is the project that it created. And then I put a package command, so you can run that, and it will automatically run that command that will package up your HTML5 and put it into an Android app and install it on the device. And then you're done. And all this stuff is still the same, so the old example works just fine. So we had Construct 2 working on the OUYA before, and now it's got the new Forge bits in there. So all these different, this was one of those visual scripting engines, so all the visual script nodes and things are all those actions are still going to work, which is pretty cool. And at the end, I just added a little bit more. Here we go. So the usual virtual controller example, and then there's this little bit after the example where it's like, it's the same steps again as the last one. So this is what I used to create the project. The same steps. And the last thing is when you export from Construct 2, you just want to place it in that www folder. And then when you run Cordova run Android or run that package command, it will just package it up, embed it in there, and then you get a nice accelerated HTML5 app on Android. And the same stuff for the in-app purchase app. So yeah, so now we have support for Cordova and Construct 2 on the Forge. And that's it.
Hooray!
Yeah.
I couldn't unmute fast enough. I couldn't unmute fast enough.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought it wouldn't have worked on the OUYA because it might have used a newer API or whatever, but it's not the case. It works on the OUYA and the Forge for Cordova, so I like that quite a bit.
I like you quite a bit.
Oh, thanks.
Cool. Well,
I do have a few questions or additions to add, actually.
Sure.
We had a question coming about when can people expect Forge in UK and everything. I believe Min answered that in the AMA about when Cortex TV is live and running, then there'll be additional distribution. Although if you do have a Forge in UK, as long as you have the proper USB power adapter, I believe it could work, although that's not necessarily a recommended spec, but you could try that if you do have a Forge in a different country, or if you have some sort of AC adapter, that could possibly work. And then also to note, 3T Games, all their compilations appear to be on discount now as well, and Coward Hero is also a new game that's launched over the weekend. We also have updates for Post TV in queue. Of course, there'll be another Super Indie Carts update coming through. And Pinball Arcade update's also been recently approved and should be going live soon. Yeah, and we're getting a bunch more updates coming in through, along with more Free the Games Fun games coming right along. Looks like that's everything, though, here. Now that I've rounded up that additional information and news from OUYA Forum.
Nice. Well, in that case, I think it's time to play the old food game. I know Jared will probably have the best winning entry, so I'll go to Tim first.
Ooh, okay. Well, we were watching that hero cartoon, or home cartoon, that's right. And there's this place in the movie where they go to like a 7-Eleven or whatever and incorporate like the chili dogs and the slushy machine into their flying car.
What
And
are you?
after we saw that, they had like, so you're driving your car, right? And it's got like the stereo, and then below the stereo it had a spot for a hot dog ejector. So they hit a button and it comes out like stadium hot dogs. It was like, all right, so we got to have some hot dogs. So after we saw that, my food game entry would be a nice hot dog. Turkey
You were,
dog. Turkey
you
dog
were
hot dog.
you were inspired and you went and you got a hot dog?
Yep. Nice turkey dog.
What'd you put
Because
on
we
it?
saw it in the movie.
What'd you put on your dog?
Plain.
Cool, man. I
can't believe I'm going to lose to this, by the way.
I know I might lob in a victory here. I went to a Mexican place that's by my house, and they do cool, like, Bay Area blended stuff. So there's like weird hippie burrito that I got, and it was good. It had like grilled squash and I think like zucchini and other vegetables in it, and it was awesome. And now here comes Jared with the win.
So I picked up some really nice organic jasmine white rice from Trader Joe's, microwaved it, and put a little bit of salt on it, and ate the whole bowl because I was having some stomach issues last week, and that is all I could possibly eat, my friends. So,
Oh man,
good old organic jasmine rice, keeping me feeling good.
right on. Feel better, Jared.
Exciting times.
So I won, and I didn't even have to try that hard. Because, yeah, you don't win with the turkey dog. I'm sorry.
Seriously, no ketchup or mustard? Like nothing?
Yeah, wow.
Not even a bun.
Did you, like, boil it? Was it like a boiled hot
And
dog?
I boiled it first, yep.
You did! It was like just tell me he didn't just boil it, though.
That's a sad sight to see a little, like, hot dog boiling by
And
itself
I ate it.
with hot water.
Yeah. I boiled
Imagining
it, put it in a bowl, ate it with a fork.
Wow. No, like,
Forky.
no sesame seed bun. Steamed.
No.
So, yeah, I'm picturing Tim boiling a single hot dog and then eating it with a fork. Did you have a knife? Were you, like, slicing it and pretending it was a steak?
No. Very
I'm pretty
unceremonious.
sure my daughter ate better than you last week.
I think you could have won if you made like macaroni and cut up the hot dog into it. You probably could have won.
Yeah, but I didn't do that.
Yeah, you didn't do that.
You're an honest man, Tim. Let's commend you for it.
Tim wins the honesty award this week and every week. With Tim Graupmann.
And the knowledge award as well.
All right. Well, are there any other questions on your end, Gerard?
Let me double check. I had a few that were going to reform that were already previously answered before. But let me just check one last time. You can do some filler while I do that.
Yeah, I mean, we're working at Razer now, and we're working on getting Forge support up and running, and then meanwhile we're working on OUYA stuff still, and we're going to be, as Min said in his AMA that he did a while ago that we could probably link to, did it like a couple weeks ago, we'll be continuing to support OUYA devices and OUYA developers, and working to parlay that into Forge, which will be the spiritual successor to OUYA. Yeah,
and I got the last question here. It was Free the Games Fund related. People are asking when we should see the final version of Dex. We are in contact with the team. They've been doing updates to the game on the PC side and also fixing other bugs. So hoping to have the same or comparable version of that soon. So yeah, that's how that is going. And yeah, as Bob said, expect to see Cortex TV, the next step of the OUYA store on the Forge soon. And if we didn't say it last week, actually Kelly did. Be sure to follow Min on Twitter. He's always happy to. He responds quite a bit and also gives a lot of good news and information, pretty much the same time as you would see from a normal press release. So definitely be sure to follow him.
Yeah, that's at Min Liang Tan. So MINLIANGTAN. And he tweets a
Cool.
lot of cool, funny stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we can link these docs in the show notes, and then I'll probably link to that Twitter account as well.
And if you're having any issues with your porting process to make your game Forge compatible, again, you can always hit us up at alphashours@ouya.tv, and one of us will get back to you very shortly.
Yeah. And Tim, you're going to link this doc again, too?
Yep.
The Forge support doc? Cool.
Totally.
Right on. All right. Well, have a good rest of your week, everybody.
Excellent. Peace out.